What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I wanna talk about LeBron James, man, and the moves that he has made to put himself in that GOAT conversation, right? And because people who watch basketball, and you watch basketball from the 70s, the 80s, and 90s, and the 2000s, and that those guys who played basketball back then, they had a way of doing things, right? And their way was like they just basically put in the work on the court and just hope that they got the results that they wanted. But LeBron James, in my opinion, didn't do that, and I'm not criticizing LeBron James. I'm just, because maybe this is just this is a whole different era of basketball. Whereas though Michael Jordan, when Michael Jordan came to the league, Michael Jordan was chasing rings, right? It was all about rings for Michael Jordan, and then so whatever stats he accumulated, on the way to winning games and chasing rings, that's what he accumulated. With Michael Jordan, it was not about it wasn't about stats and all of that. Like he didn't believe in taking shortcuts. I just watched a video of what was the guy named Ron Harper who played with Michael Jordan, and they said, "Well, what is one thing that you found out about Michael Jordan that that most people don't know?" And he said, with Mike, there was no days off, right? And that's just how Mike approached the game. Like Mike, he worked at his craft all day, every day, man. And then so that's why he was able to get those 6 rings. But with LeBron James, it's he didn't take that approach. He benefited from having like the media on his side, and you know, he had his own, what is it called? Like you know, Clutch Sports, and so they put out his things that really benefit made him look good and all that stuff like that. So he didn't have to work as hard or do everything that Mike did. He just took a different route. Um, you know, all the work that Mike and all the other great basketball players put in the league, like LeBron. If you look at this right here, like you would never see Mike or none of the greats from back in the day do this. But if you have the media on your side, and you have your own, you got Clutch Sports backing you, and they putting this narrative out there, then you can get away with this. Look at that. Like this guy right here didn't even touch LeBron James. You would have never seen like Kobe do this, or Magic, or none of these guys like go through any of this nonsense and do it, and let alone being able to get away with and do this stuff and it pay off in the long run. So I guess this is the new, this is like what's to come, or this is like the new era of basketball, where though all you have to do is fake like you the GOAT, or say you the GOAT. You don't have to put that work in. Once you leave the league, or once you're in the league, and they appoint you or they anoint you the GOAT, then basically that's what you are. You the GOAT. So, I guess if I'm LeBron James, maybe I wouldn't work hard like what Mike did either. I wouldn't be like Magic Johnson. I mean, or Larry Bird. Like Larry Bird went out, he ended his career, with back problems. Kobe, he ended his career with injuries and stuff like that. LeBron ain't have to do that, man. This basically all he had to do is flop, fake like people foul on him, and then go out and declare himself the GOAT. And you got young people who don't know any better, you know, thinking that this is really basketball. When if you had the opportunity to watch any of the greats back in the day, then you would definitely know. Like this guy, like you watching these, I'm watching this man. These people not even touching LeBron James, and he's acting like it was a flagrant foul, and then he's peeking to see if people watching. To me, it's almost embarrassing. But look at like Jason Tatum just blew by him. He tried to act like Jason Tatum, fouled him. This guy didn't even have his hands on LeBron James. Again, he act like nobody's even around LeBron at this point, at this play right here, man. So yeah, man, I guess it's not about like practicing hard, putting in that work on the court, leaving everything. The NBA is going to sell people from now on. You know, um, they're gonna say that like, okay. Now I understood that like even with Michael Jordan, even with Michael Jordan, there was like I think that he was appointed to go, and a lot of things went his way and went to his favor. But the difference between Michael Jordan and LeBron James is Michael Jordan actually put in the work. Like it's even if it was scripted, even if the NBA was scripted when Michael Jordan was playing, Michael Jordan was at least a good actor. He put in the work and he tried to earn. Well, he earned everything that he got. Same thing with Kobe Bryant. Like these guys put in the work. They at least they were good actors. They earned everything they got, no matter if the league was trying to orchestrate things to benefit Kobe, or if the league was trying to orchestrate things to benefit Mike, if the league was trying to orchestrate things to benefit Magic or Bird, those guys still worked hard, right? They didn't really care about what the league was doing as far as if the league was trying to orchestrate things. They just wanted to play hard and they wanted to win. But LeBron knew that the league was trying to orchestrate things and in his favor. And he didn't even try to, he did a poor job of acting it out. He didn't put the work in and he up there flopping and all this stuff, man. So if this is the new NBA, I think the NBA, or if this the route that they're going to take, I think the NBA is really cheating themselves, man, because I don't care what generation that you're from as a basketball player, that this is not good basketball, and if you didn't have the opportunity to see guys who really put that work in, you still know that something's missing. So I can't say that, the young fans, basketball fans know that this is just not this is just not really good basketball, in my opinion, and in nobody's opinion is this really good basketball. So he took a shortcut. He declared himself the GOAT, put himself in that conversation. The media ran with it. I just, in my opinion, I just think that conversation is just crazy to put himself even in the top 10. I don't even think LeBron James is top 10. Like I wouldn't put him ahead of Magic, Mike, Bird, Kobe. A lot of basketball players I wouldn't put LeBron James in front of, and that's not because I don't like LeBron. Like when LeBron James first came to the league, I like LeBron James, man. But over time, you want to see guys get better, and you want to see guys who are able to persevere and take their game to the next level, overcome hurdles and stuff like that. But when guys start like trying to orchestrate, when they try to orchestrate things like LeBron James did, then it just takes from the game. You know, Kobe said, I think in his last interview with Lisa Salters, before he walked off the court, he said he was comfortable with what he did on the court because he knew that he had left everything out there. And as a fan, you can agree with Kobe because you saw what Kobe did on the court and you see how passionate and how passionate he was and the effort he put forth on the court. And as a fan, like, and I was not always a Kobe fan, but you gotta appreciate the effort that Kobe put out there. I wasn't always a Larry Bird fan, but as a basketball fan, you gotta appreciate the effort and you gotta appreciate a guy who gets results and stuff like that. That's not personal. That's just if you love the game, then you're going to acknowledge when these guys are great, and you gotta acknowledge when they're great. That's what set LeBron James, in my opinion, apart from Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kobe, Mike, and a whole lot of other guys, man, who just left it all out there on the court. And as a fan, if you appreciate what LeBron James bring to, then I think you're cheating yourself. I can never really appreciate somebody who just put forth half, give like half effort or do a job. I just can't appreciate that when I've seen so much better from so many other basketball players. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I am going to check you all out in the next video. Peace.